How it all began was when I was 17. My grandmother was diagnosed with breast cancer and it spread all over her body. As she was going back and forth to the hospital in the wheelchair, I knew I could do something. I didn't know what, but I felt deep inside that I could change this. But I looked at my mother, my aunts, uncles, and granddad, and they just looked helpless, like they couldn't do anything, and we had to just continue how everything was going. That moment, it stayed with me. A little bit of that moment stayed with me. Even to this day, it stays with me as a reminder. I know I should have started healing people then. That was when the first person that was supposed to receive the healing was her. But I didn't discover it at that time. When I was in Los Angeles, a lot of great things were happening for us financially. And I was buying a lot of things, doing a lot of things, but I felt like something was definitely missing. Something was missing. Something was missing. So at the time, I had a company. And I created a beverage company at the time. And I was in talks with Pepsi. Their office is in Purchase, New York. So instead of me moving to Purchase, New York, or New York, which is very expensive, I said, let me just move to North Carolina. I could take a short flight to New York, in North Carolina, just be there. I spent, I think, 5 to 7 long meetings with Pepsi. And at the end, something happened and they canceled the deal. And that hurt very much. And that literally drove me into the woods. I said, what's happening with my life? What is this? So I just went there and just started thinking, just in the woods, thinking, what is my life? What am I supposed to do? Then from that thinking, I just started to ask for forgiveness for what I did to this person, what I did to that person. I just started in the woods as my 4 to 8 hour therapy. That's really where everything culminated. And I just said, I have to go back. I must go back. So I just kept going day after day, month after month. And I just felt like I was supposed to be there. When I would just walk in the woods, I would start to feel that energy, that electricity just flowing through me, and it feels wonderful. When it's flowing through you, it feels amazing. So literally, if I just hold my hands like this, like right now, I'm starting to feel it. I'll just feel it even if I'm going like this. Even right here, I'm feeling it right here now. Even if I just go like this. So even if sometimes if I go like this, I can't even. So when I touch water, right, that electricity is going through those water. So on a lot of those open wounds, where you saw where the blood and the open wounds. So some people feel uncomfortable if I literally touch the open wounds. They feel uncomfortable, and a lot of people, they're like, ow, ow, until they feel it, until they 1 or 2 seconds after I touch it. So it's just easier just to send that electricity, the current through the water, right? Similar to like, isn't the water like a dam? It's like creating electricity as it flows, right? So it's similar to that. When I pour it on the open wound or a place that is hard for me to touch, and even if they drink it, that electricity is going through them. So this is why I touch it, so that those currents go into the water, and so it'll heal them that way. And so when I clap my hands, it's sort of like I'm supercharging what's already, the electricity that's already there. I'm supercharging, I'm getting, and so in other words, if I just go like this and then I put my hand on it, it could be 5 seconds, 30 seconds. But if I just go like, it's like I'm accelerated the process. I'm accelerating the miracle. Does that make sense? So it's sort of like I'm turning up the volume on the electricity to say, just go ahead and hit this now. Because I don't really have a lot of time. Let's just expedite the miracle. That's what's happening when I clap my hands. Mexico was, it was something that I had no idea I was gonna go to Mexico. I just felt this strong desire to go to Mexico to heal people in Mexico. I just felt this strong desire, I must do this. There's a voice inside of me saying, go to Mexico and heal the sick in Mexico. So when the first time I went to Mexico, the government of Mexico partially sponsored my first visit to heal. They thought that I was healing people emotionally because it's such a violent area that people were getting murdered. It's a lot of murders in that region. So they thought that I was coming to heal them emotionally, which is very important. They had no idea that it was physical as well. So once I came there and healing the people emotionally and physically mainly, I started to have followers in Mexico that said, we don't want you to leave Mexico. Stay in Mexico and heal the people here. My biggest help in Mexico, her name is Ada. She was the administrator to connect me to all the different hospitals and venues to heal people in Mexico. I told her that I wanted to go to the hospital to heal people because that's where I really need to be, is healing the people at the hospital. And so she said, okay, let's go, let's do it. And just the first day I went to the hospital, I told people who I was, and I said, I have a gift to heal you. If you want healing, stand in the line, and I'll be there in 5 minutes. And the first day I was there, I had 30 people lined up. After 30 people, the next day, 75 people. After that day, 100-something people, 200-something people, and they just started waiting for me. Even in the rain, they would wait for me. And even to this day, people that were healed in the hospital, I call it the hospital healing line, they still follow me today, and they're still supporters of me today in Mexico. The wonderful thing about Mexico was the city that I settled in, Jalapa, Mexico. They have a film school there. So one day I told Ada, I said, let's go to this film school. And I said, whoever has graduated, I want to use you to film the healings. And so I was able to get very talented directors, very talented artists, editors. You know, Mexico has very talented artists, and I had them to video mostly all of the healings. And those videos, I just posted them on YouTube and on Facebook and on different platforms. And all of a sudden, I started getting calls from around the world wanting me to go there to heal them. So it really all just started. Facebook really helped me to travel all over the world, and YouTube. they would just watch the videos, and some people would say, oh, my wife has cancer. How can I get you here? And they would just arrange for my flights to go there. And a lot of times I would just go to heal one person in particular in a different country. So one person in Madrid, if they have stage 4 cancer, they don't mind flying me there for their healing. Or someone in Washington State or a deep part of Mexico, wherever, they would just say, I saw your video, I see how you are healing people, please come to my country. So that's really where the international awareness came from. Botswana, the beautiful nation of Botswana. There was a gentleman, his name is Baka. He reached out to me that he broke his leg. I said, no problem. And I just literally said a few words over the WhatsApp for him, and he said his leg just started shaking uncontrollably. And now his leg is healed with he doesn't even know that his leg was broken. I think it's this part of his leg. So he's the one that said, I must bring you to Botswana to heal other people in Botswana because we need someone here to do that. So at the time, he was getting married, and that marriage process is expensive in Africa. So he said, it doesn't matter. He saved 6 months for me to come to Botswana. And when I came here, it was amazing. Many people received their healing, including the director of this film, which motivated him to help me with this film. And some prominent government figures also was healed here, and so they started to really believe that this person has a true gift from God, and that's how I'm here. So tell me a little bit about
Molelo.
Molelo.
Okay.
Okay.
We discovered he stopped drinking. Like he couldn't drink anything.
Couldn't drink anything.
Eat anything.
Okay.
He literally would spit it out.
Okay.
And what we discovered was that he was clogged inside.
Clogged inside.
Yeah. So he had an obstruction here in his throat.
Okay.
Okay. And we had to bring the vet in, and we had to actually put tubes down to try and break the blockage.
Okay.
Now, since then, he came up with a terrible bacteria infection, a staph infection, because of the operation.
Oh, because of operation.
Okay, so he developed, and he could have had a bit of pneumonia because of the operation, because we had to flush out his system. And with that, with pneumonia, you get infection as well. So we're not sure how the staph infection started, but it was because of the process of clearing him.
Not to drink his milk. And then, when started those blockage, we started to limit everything, take every salty food for him, just to give something soft like milk. Yeah. And then, starting this thing from the.
Okay. Okay.
See, starting from here. Come down to the head. Something like very, very bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Then after from here, the thing just come through from here.
Okay.
And it was so swallow, very, very swallow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing is it's hard for her to digest.
Take some time.
To digest food properly. Okay. And where is the area that's hard for her? That has surgery? Right here? Okay, can you just touch that area? I'm gonna touch him so it'll go through his. Okay. Just receive. You keep it where the problem area is. Drink this, drink this. Drink it. Drink this. And this is part of the session, as you can see. And then I wanted the doctor to come in to see if it's still, see if there's a.
We will have him examined again.
Okay, I feel
already.
I feel like when I was touching him and like now I feel like he released a lot. Can you?
Well, look at the difference of his behavior right now.
It's different,
When
right?
you approached him, he was just standing there, and then while you were touching him, he was like about to go to sleep. He was fine. He was.
I felt like he was about to. I was like, am I gonna have to pick him up? Like, what am I gonna have to do?
But now he has he's energy and he's starting to eat, and
he's good.
Well, Elephants Without Borders has many different projects, and one of them specifically on human-elephant conflict. We've been working for many years with farmers here in Chobe, and we create a very holistic, sustaining method of being able to protect their crops from wildlife, especially elephants in particular. And we've tried and tested that. We're researchers to start, so we do it scientifically. So we have a team that works with communities, with the schools, on trying to teach those kinds of lessons about wildlife, how to live with wildlife, how to be safe with wildlife. And what's really important is the empathy to understand that they all have a place here on this planet.
So aribanga tu ke phologolo eri tutata ibile ira twa ke mongwe le mongwe so akaruna mo condition ya tutara ko ra tshwanya poaching adito e nna tetsa letsatsi so akaruna ba Elephant Without Botders nna tota ke motho ka rata tu and ke ibile ke eleta le yone project ya Elephant Without Botders ke bata ele project e tuna mo kore morta tsambana kore ba Botswana jo thera ba ruta ka tsona go tshela le tou go tewa eng e ska ra tshela bosong jwa bogologolo mo nako mpelo tsete re tshela ka diphologolo something re tlhaloganye behavior ya tsone it's a how re ka tshintsa ka teng tlhaloganye tsa rona.
Well, we also have the Elephant Orphanage, and we have young orphans that have come to us because of human-induced situations. All of them when they were very, very young, when they could still be bottle-fed. And they come traumatized because they've just lost their family. They've lost their mother. They need to survive on milk, and they have to learn to accept. They have to accept us. If they don't accept our assistance, then they won't make it. They have to want to live, and they have to want to be with us. So luckily we do have our orphans, and one day they will be set free. The program is about reintroduction, a rehabilitation, but reintroduction. They will be wild elephants once again. So we have different stages they're going through. Molelo, he was our first, and we're all very much proud and love him very much, but he was our first. He came from the Okavango Delta, and he was in a fire that had been started by poachers, and he lost his family within this fire. And luckily we had a camp out there, and the elephant was brought to us the day it was found. And he's been with us since. The other ones came after him, but after a couple of weeks out in the Delta, we brought him here where we could actually have access to resources and help. So Molelo now is 4.5. He has had his problems, as you know, unfortunately, but we hope he's all better now. He's getting better for sure.